All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are talking about something that is on every professional's mind, your career in the age of AI. We're going to build a playbook because this isn't some far-off future thing anymore. This is happening right now, in our jobs today.
So let's just start with a single number, 72%. Now, what in the world could this be? Well, it tells a massive story about what's really going on in our workplaces.
Yep, that's it. 72% of employees who are using AI at work, they're basically teaching it to themselves. Think about that. Little to no help from their companies. This is creating this huge kind of invisible wave of upskilling that employers are just scrambling to catch up with. Okay, let's get into what this really means.
So, why is this happening? It really comes down to this massive disconnect in the workplace. It's a problem of pace and, honestly, of perception. And you can see it right here in the data. Look at this. Almost half of us, 48%, are playing around with AI for personal stuff, but only about a third of us are actually using it at work. That is a huge untapped potential just sitting there in our professional lives.
And this is where it gets kind of wild. You've got companies saying, we can't find people with AI skills. It's their #1 barrier. But at the same time, you've got this shadow workforce of people, us, who are proactively learning this stuff on our own. The disconnect is right there.
Okay, now this is really interesting. You'd think that the more you know about AI, the less worried you'd be, right? Wrong. It's the complete opposite. The people who are most familiar with AI are way more worried about their jobs being automated. And what that tells us is that just knowing about AI isn't enough. We need a much deeper understanding to feel confident, not, fearful.
So this really brings us to the skills themselves. You can kind of break them down into 3 levels. You've got your basic literacy, your mid-level skills, and then the really deep technical stuff. But here's the big question. As AI gets better and better at doing the technical part, what's left for us? What's our uniquely human advantage? Well, here it is, your unfair advantage. As the machines get smarter, our human skills become our most valuable assets. And we're talking about emotional intelligence, your EQ. This is your professional superpower in the age of AI.
So what is EQ really? Well, simply put, it's about understanding and managing your own emotions and then being able to understand and influence the emotions of other people. It's kind of like the operating system for human connection.
And researchers have broken it down into 4 key pillars. It all starts with you, self-awareness. Then it builds out to self-regulation, social awareness, and finally, your social skills. It's a journey from the inside out.
And you can really see the difference this makes at work. It's pretty stark. A high EQ doesn't just mean you're nice. No, it means you're effective. You're calm when things get crazy, you can handle difficult conversations with tact, and you can actually bring people together. It's about being influential, especially when the pressure's on. And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? People join organizations and leave managers. We've all heard it, and many of us have lived it. It just goes to show how critical a manager's EQ is. It's often the single biggest factor in whether a team sticks together and succeeds.
Okay, so we've got the AI side of things and we've got the human side. Now let's get practical. Let's actually build that playbook with things you can do today to master the tools and build your brand.
First things first, before you can impress any human, you have to get past the robot gatekeeper. I'm talking about the Applicant Tracking System, or ATS. This software is the first hurdle, the first boss level in almost every online job application now. So how do you beat the bot? You have to think like it thinks. That means using the exact keywords from the job description. Use simple, standard headings like work experience. Ditch the fancy tables and icons. The software can't read them. And please proofread. One typo and a crucial keyword might as well not even be there. All right, so you're past the ATS. Now what? How do you build your brand? Well, I love this quote. AI is like having an assistant. You just have to learn how to effectively train it. That's the key. Stop thinking of AI as something that's going to replace you, and start thinking of it as your own personal assistant.
And just like any assistant, you have to train it to get good results. It's a simple 3-step process. First, give it an identity. Tell it who it is. You're a witty copywriter, for example. Second, give it feedback on what it produces. And third, share examples of work you like. This is how it learns your style. Once you've got your AI assistant trained up, you can put it to work. You can have it brainstorm ideas when you're stuck, draft social media posts, even turn a long video into short, punchy clips. It can even help with graphics and logos. This is how you build a consistent, visible brand without burning yourself out.
Okay, this brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, and it's maybe the most important. It's about tying all this together with the right mindset.
The key here is to think of yourself as a consultant for your own career. What does that mean? It means you're always learning. You're always building relationships. You stay curious, and you understand this crucial idea. You have to go slow now to learn the fundamentals, so you can go incredibly fast later.
So, look, the tools are changing at a dizzying pace, but the goal is exactly the same: growth. It's always been about learning, adapting, and connecting with people. This isn't about being replaced, it's about being empowered. So the real question I have for you is this: what's the one step you're going to take this week to start building your playbook?